If you're a truth seeker, you need to hear this. Your subconscious is trying to speak. Welcome to the only podcast of its kind, hosted by the legendary David John Oates. Dive into the world of reverse speech, where we unveil the hidden messages in the words of politicians, celebrities, and even you. Every Saturday at 5:30 p.m. Pacific, join us as we decode the unconscious mind, revealing the truth behind the spoken word. With over 41 years of pioneering research, David John Oates takes you on a journey beyond the conscious realm. From shocking political confessions to the secret desires of the stars, no thought is too hidden. Discover what they're really thinking, and maybe what you're truly saying too. Tune in on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you get your podcasts. Visit www.reversespeech.com to learn more. Reverse speech. It's more than just words. It's a window into the truth.
And good day, everyone. This is David John Oates, back again, as always. Still on my vacation, as you can see from the tent. We're about halfway through, I reckon. We're halfway up the west coast of Australia right now, in a little town called Coral Bay, which is famous for its magnificent reefs offshore. And we're going to be going and doing that this afternoon after I finish working. And explore the reefs and check out the town. So for those of you who are following my escapades on Facebook, you can see all the pics. I'll take some more pics today and upload them for you. And so there we go. What's happening in the world of reverse speech? Not much to tell you, really. It's all been pretty quiet since I've been on vacation. So we've got another training class starting July the 3rd. That's when the next class will start. So if you're interested in training or learning how to do reverse speech, you can email me on backwards, that's BACKWARDS, backwards at reversespeech.com. Very easy email address to remember, backwards at reversespeech.com. So there we go. All right, tonight, got a few things I want to cover. Someone in the chat, Silentium, wants to ask a question. Sure, what is your question? Go ahead. I'm reading the chat now. If anyone's listening to the stream, come in the chat. I love seeing all your comments as we continue on. So while I'm waiting for that to start, let me play you a single reversal. This is a reversal on Pope Leo XIV, giving his very first Mass. Now, he starts off by speaking in English, and then he speaks in Latin, I believe it's for the Mass. Someone said Italian, but it sounds like Latin to me. I studied Latin at school. Can you believe that? Anyway, so here's the very first reversal on Pope Leo XIV.
As we continue as a church, as a community of friends of Jesus, as believers, to announce the good news, to announce the gospel. Orate fratres, sud meum ac vestrum sacrificium.
I think that's Latin. And backwards he said that scum.
Sed that scum.
Sed that scum. Sed that scum.
Well, that doesn't bode well for the very first reversal on Pope Leo XIV, does it? Yeah, let's play it again. Here's the forwards.
As we continue as a church, as a community of friends of Jesus, as believers, to announce the good news, to announce the gospel. Orate fratres, sud meum ac vestrum sacrificium.
Yeah, that's Latin. Said that scum.
Sed that scum.
Sed that scum. Sed that scum.
There we go. All right. Someone's asked a question in the chat. Silentium. She wants to study reverse speech, but they get uncomfortable, and scared listening to reversals. Well, let me tell you, that's a very common reaction. It is because reverse speech is speaking directly to the spirit. And when you hear the voice consciously that is only heard unconsciously, then it creates all these sort of emotional flushes. I remember when I first started doing reverse speech, back in back in 83, 84, when I first started. I remember being really scared walking into my house at night before I turned the lights on. It used to freak me out. Like, you get used to it after a while, it fades away. You really got to approach in a very neutral sort of scientific approach. Um, I haven't gotten scared for 40 years, but certainly when I first started, I was. Yeah, it fades. It's a common reaction, okay? And you're not the first person that's happened to. And as you get used to the language, that feeling passes away as you start documenting what is actually there, I think. All right. Joe Biden ventured out into the public this week, last week for me. No, last week for me, this week for you. He gave an interview. I don't really know. There's really no reversals of substantiality in this interview. But let's play what I found anyway. Well, Silensium, you'd love to study it. We'd love to have you. Next class starts July the 3rd. If you're interested, give me an email. We've got 2 students for the class on July the 3rd. I'd like another 4 or 5 if possible. So anyway, give me an email. All right, so here's Biden with his very first interview since leaving office. Let me share the screen on this. Share screen, window. Here we go. All right, so let's see. You're in England. Yeah, that's okay. Yeah, I have European clients. England, that's fine. We'll just adjust the class times to suit. Okay. So here we go.
Good to see you.
Real pleasure to meet you.
Honor to have you.
I'm told you know this place.
I know
You
this
know
place. Yep, it's the Hotel DuPont. And this was the center of all activity in this town for a long, long time.
And backwards, all the fuss.
All of us. All of us. All of us.
Yeah, well, it's certainly there. It doesn't really mean much. All these reversals were inconsequential, really. Here's another one. Here we go.
One of the only advantages of being the old guy is that I've known every major world leader in the last 30 years, and I've known them personally. And I know all the major world leaders today. And I can tell you, the last meeting of the G7 meeting, the NATO 7.
We lost the gun.
We lost the gun. We lost the gun. We lost the gun.
We lost the gun. We lost the aggression. We lost the oomph, the pizzazz. Talking about Democrats, I guess. Yeah, let's listen to the Fords again.
One of the only advantages of being the old guy is that I've known every major world leader in the last 30 years, and I've known them personally. And I know all the major world leaders today. And I can tell you, the last meeting of the G7 meeting, the NATO 7.
Yeah, it's the gun. We lost our impact.
We lost the gun. We lost the gun. We lost the gun.
We lost the gun. All right, here's another reversal on Biden. Here we go. They're all inconsequential. Here.
Meaning they're my democracy is at stake. Every generation is to fight to maintain democracy. Everyone's going to be challenged. And we've done it well for the last 80 years. And I'm worried that there's a loss of understanding of the consequence of that.
With an answer, lover, soul.
With the nation of the soul. With the nation of the soul. With the nation of the soul.
All right. Someone else just said, interesting post, the first time I heard reversals gave me a visceral physical reaction. Yeah, that's not uncommon. I see it often. He said, I figured it's because I'm hearing what I naturally shouldn't be. It fades the more you hear. Yeah, it does. It fades away. You get used to it. It's because you're hearing the voice of the Spirit for the first time. And it's like, whoa, it's a shock to the system. And reverse speech, the sounds of reverse speech have that creepy sort of tone to it, you know. So yeah, no worries. Okay, all right, let's move on, shall we? Where's my thing here? Oh, yeah, here we go. Right, next reversal. Here we go.
In 4 years, I got a guy who wants to walk away from it all. I'm worried that Europe's going to lose confidence in the certainty of America and the leadership of America in the world to deal with not only NATO or
Whirl, as in WHIRL, whirl with the crime, we're shitting on it.
when the grand jury limit.
Whirl win the crime, not with. Whirl win the crime, we're shitting on it.
The NATO or when the grand jury limit. Or when the grand jury limit. Or when the grand jury limit.
Whirl win the crime, we're shitting on it. Well, that's not a very good reversal at all, is it? It's a typical Joe. These are all the sort of reversals that were found on Joe when he was in office. Nothing's
And I
changed.
was
So here's another one.
walking through the graveyards, and meticulously kept in the American cemetery, and thousands of dead Americans. And I looked and I knelt down. I thought I saw there was 2 crosses.
Shall I find it?
Shall I find it? Shall I find it? Shall I find it?
Shall I find it? Don't know what he's talking about. Shall I find it? Biden's reversal just doesn't make any sense. Someone said he looks different again. I don't know. I guess does he look different? Who knows? He's a chameleon. What can I say? All right, let us move on with some more inconsequential reversals on Biden.
He did.
Here we go.
He put his hand on his wife's shoulders and went, thank her, she did it. And I looked at him and he said, she was part of the effort. She built the ships that got us here.
Camille, I see your different interpretations on the reversals. Might I suggest you try and hear what I suggest is there, because these have been checked by several students. If you've been training with Peggy Kane, then your hearing skills are not the best. Peggy's reversals were substandard. I told her that many times and suggested she take training and learn how to do it properly. So just my 2 cents worth. All right, this one says like a spaceship.
A spaceship. A spaceship. A spaceship.
Oh, look at his facial expressions as he says that. Here, let's run it forwards again.
He did. He put his hand on his wife's shoulders and went, thank her, she did it. And I looked at him and he said, she was part of the effort. She built the ships that got us here.
Like a spaceship.
Like a spaceship. Like a spaceship. Like a spaceship.
I don't know what he's talking about. The guy doesn't make any sense. All right, I see Deborah's comment. She's very intrigued. You want to learn more? Thank you. Yes, well, my next class starts July the 3rd. So it's to learning more. Well, get my books. I've got the link in the chat description for my for my Amazon.com book page. If you want to learn more about it, the 2 best books to buy are the Great Reverse Speech Lexicon and Reverse Speech Metaphors. They're the 2 most comprehensive books on reverse speech. So actually, Camille, let me just make a comment. We don't hear according to our own vibration. We hear what's actually there. The sound, the consonants, the syllables must be there. If you hear according to our own vibration, everyone listens to the tape is going to hear something different because they're tuning in. That's not the way you have to do it. You have to take a very solid, sound, scientific approach so that two different people listening to the same tape will come up with the same reversals. You cannot trust your intuition. You cannot trust your vibrations. It will not work when trying to accurately determine what reversals are saying. Anyway, back to Deborah. So yeah, if anyone's interested in training, email me at backwards@reversespeech.com, or you can get my 2 books, Reverse Speech Metaphors and Great Reverse Speech Lexicon. My latest book came out 2 weeks ago. That's called Every Secret Hidden. That's sort of about reverse speech and the Bible and prophecy. So you're not into spiritual. If you're not into spirituality, it's not the book for you. But if you are, and you want to know connections between reverse speech and the Bible, buy my latest book, Every Secret Hidden. There we go. All right, like a spaceship. Where are we? Here's the next reversal. Here we go.
And my son was ran for attorney general and won. And he was a likely candidate for governor. He was offered the Senate seat, and he turned it down because he didn't want to be given the Senate seat appointed.
Talk about his son, Bo. Here's the lesson.
Here's the lesson. Here's the lesson. Here's the lesson.
Here's the lesson. Yeah, well, okay, that's probably the most soundest reversal he had. Let's play it again.
And my son was ran for attorney general and won. And he was a likely candidate for governor. He was offered the Senate seat, and he turned it down because he didn't want to be given the Senate seat appointed.
Here's the lesson.
Here's the lesson. Here's the lesson. Here's the lesson.
You know, I remember one of my competitors a few weeks ago was asked a question, is reverse speech from the unconscious? And she said, well, whatever resonates with you. See, that sort of thinking is just not the way you got to approach this. You can't approach it with whatever resonates or whatever vibration you feel, because they are very accurate, inaccurate methods of checking things out. And so with someone who says, is reverse speech from the unconscious? Well, it was what resonates with you is not an appropriate answer. So reverse speech is a lot more specific and scientific than that. All right, here's the last reversal on Biden.
So he decided that, so I didn't understand why he kept coming to Washington. He was able to work it out so he would give up his attorney general's job while he was in the National Guard, and he went to Iraq for a year.
This is talking about his son still. So we how.
So we how. So we how. So we how.
Okay, whatever. He's a strange man, isn't he? All right, so they're all the new reversals I've got. Did you all hear the reversals on the Pope? Pope Leo the 14th. Here, for those who've only just come in, let me play that one again. Pope Leo the 14th. Where are we? Here we go. Very first reversal on the new Pope does not bode well. We will get a lot more. Here we go.
As we continue as a church, as a community of friends of Jesus, as believers, to announce the good news, to announce the gospel. Orate fratres, sud meum ac vestrum sacrificium,
Said that scum.
sed dat scam,
Save that scum. Save that scum.
Okay, someone said last word was dumb, but if you listen, you can hear a very clear SC on it. There's scum.
sud meum ac vestrum sacrificium, sed dat scam,
Save that scum. Save that scum.
Yeah, it's definitely scum. You can hear a clear S on it. So there we go. That's our new Pope. Oh, Catholic's new Pope. I'm not going to put myself in that category. All right, now RFK. That's what we're going to look at. I just got to find out what section I've got it in. Right. Oh, here we go. All right. These are audio only files because I did this back in 2016. I believe I'm sharing my whole screen here. Yep, okay. All right, let me just move this down over here so I can read what's going on here. And we're going to play some reversals on Sirhan, who was the assassin of RFK. He claimed all along that there was no one else involved in it. It was just him. So let's address this very first question.
There have been various.
First reversal. This is him being interviewed in jail, and here's the interviewer asking him a question.
There have been various conspiracy theories over the years, never gaining great weight. But can you convince me they're all not true?
No, I can't. But I will say this to you, that I was never part of any conspiracy.
And he says, and you see this liar.
You see this, Luano?
Well, there you go. That answers your very first question. Was he part of a conspiracy? He says, no, forwards, but backwards, and you see this liar. So he ain't telling the truth. So who sent Sirhan in? Well, let's see if we can find out from his reversal, shall we? We have some very interesting reversals here. Okay, here's the first one.
Okay,
Now, apparently, okay, here we go. Oops, hang on, I've lost my whole screen. All right.
the newspaper stands were screaming out the headline, you know, for the racing result, for the racing entries for the following day.
They seal with your phoning.
Yes, here with their phoning.
I tell you, I know exactly what that means. He had a phone call before the assassination from someone who gave him the orders, either hypnotic induction or some key word on the phone to go and get Robert Kennedy. Okay. Well, hang on. I missed some of the conversations in chat. Let me go back a bit. Someone said Malachi Martin had said in the late 90s Lucifer had entered the Vatican. Yes. I got reversals on Pope Francis. They were absolutely shocking reversals. No doubt about that at all. Yeah, okay. All right. So let's move on to the next one. Fuel. Okay.
I got lost, I believe, because I wasn't too familiar with the neighborhood over there, the roads, and it was getting dark.
He's talking about taking out RFK, and he says, feel with the soul I got.
Yeah, but that's all I got.
Yeah, feel with the soul I got. Okay. All right. So it was. Someone phoned him. He got a message over the phone. It was built into his soul itself. Then he says this.
And I ended up at some storefront office.
See, he doesn't know. He's all confused. He doesn't know what happened.
Announcing the
And backwards, no thoughts, must not.
no thoughts, must not.
No thoughts, must not. No thoughts, must not.
So no thoughts. His mind was a blank. Look, there's absolutely no doubt in my mind that this was MK Ultra mind control. Reversals all full. You'll come to the same conclusion as I continue playing these reversals. Of course, the first one, and they see this liar, really says it all, doesn't it? Okay. Here's the next one.
But really, what led me to the ambassador, the big party that was going to be, held down there, and I.
It's a sad man they condemn.
The sad man that condemned.
It's a sad man that can never. It's a sad man that can never.
It's a sad man they condemn. Okay, well, he's sad. All right. Here's another one.
And having nothing to do that day, since the racetrack was closed, I decided to go to the firing range and shoot my gun.
That Jew is so sad.
Virtue, it's sincere.
Wow.
Virtue, it's sincere. Virtue, it's sincere.
You remember how I did the reversals on JFK assassination a few weeks back now, and how it came up at least 3 or 4 times that the Israelis were involved in the assassination of JFK. So here we have the Jew again. Now, Sirhan wasn't a Jew. So what is that doing coming up on his reversals? Indeed. Okay. All right, then we've got this next reversal.
So you did it totally on your own.
I was totally by myself, yes. And not with all my senses about me either, in the sense that I was, I was operating at the time under some mental deficiency.
Heard Dad's lesson.
Yes, that's necessary.
Huh.
Yes, that's necessary. Yes, that's necessary.
Don't know who Dad is. Maybe Dad is MK Ultra. Okay. Then we got this one.
You said that RFK must die by.
I agree
by
with
June
that.
the 5th. And he did.
And he did.
And
They did it.
They didn't.
They mean it. They mean it.
So someone else did the shooting. Someone else did the assassination. And Sirhan took the fall,
The idea that
as this next reversal says.
it was done with the full requirements of the law for a first-degree murder, I don't think that it was.
You took your fall.
You took for a fall.
You took for a fall. You took for a fall.
So what do we know so far? We know that he's lying when he says there was no conspiracy. We know that he got a phone call that sent a message to him to do the assassination. We know that someone else did it and he took the fall. Then we've got this one here.
That there was a history to it that dated back to 1947 or 1948, when the state of Israel was created forcibly on the Arabs.
Someone knows a weapon.
Said then,
Ooh, that's not a very good reversal.
Said no, is it a lot?
Oh, yeah.
Said no, is it a lot?
Forget it. Don't like that reversal or scrap that one. All right, next one. Here we go.
when I began to focus on it, erupted as soon after the 1967 war, where the Arabs had lost and the Israelis won, and
Oops, hang on, lost it.
that's right.
Lost it. You lose it in the soul. That's why that hell.
Zeros in the tall, that's right. But her. Zeros in the tall, that's right. But her.
Yeah, well, that's the second reference we've had to soul. He's lost it in the soul. Then we've got this one.
And to have him say that he was going to send 50 Phantom jets to Israel to deliver nothing but death and destruction on my countrymen, that seemed as though it were a betrayal.
You're sad, mister.
Will said me.
Ooh.
Will said mister.
Yeah.
Will said mister.
Yeah, that's true. You're sad. Okay. All right, next one.
Can you?
I realized that, I think that more likely than not that they were more fantasies than deliberate statements in those diaries.
Normal with the gun, then you kill Rome.
Rome we're with done that gal Rome.
Oh, yeah, that's there.
Rome we're with done that is gal Rome.
Oh, that's nice and clear.
Rome we're with done that is gal Rome.
Well, yeah, he killed Rome, killed the American dream by taking RFK. Yeah, interesting. All right, then we got this one.
I really feel that it was immediately after, while I was going to trial, because at the time of the shooting, I was not really in full control of my senses.
Oh, listen to that force. At the time of the shooting, I was not in full control of my senses.
Time of the shooting, I was not really in full control of my senses.
And then he says backwards, then rush the boys who allowed it.
The laugh that not allowed it. The laugh that not allowed it. The laugh that not allowed it.
So who are the boys? They're the people who order the killing. Okay, MK Ultra, I believe. And here's another one that indicates he was given the task to do.
It was talking, and it was the keys were tapping, and I was reading messages on it. Obviously, I know now, and I knew immediately then that it was a teletype machine. But at the time that I was looking at it, I didn't snap that it was a teletype machine.
Got the mission, I crack.
The mission.
Oh, yes.
The mission. The mission.
The crack's not all that clear. Certainly got the mission.
Type machine. The mission.
Yeah, just to go with got the mission.
The mission.
And the last one.
The mission.
Yeah, he was given the mission. He was given the task. He was told and tasked to do this. Okay. All right. Then he says this.
I was not really fully aware of myself, even. Never mind my environment and my actions.
Yeah, well, he's already said backwards his thoughts were not his own. And then he says, I'm willing to be force.
I'm willing to be force.
I'm willing to be force. I'm willing to be force.
I'm willing to be force. I'm willing to do this. I'm willing to go ahead with this. Then he says this.
The rule of law in California at the time that really spared my life, and I'm very grateful for that.
Adolf fulfilled. Oh, that's not very good. Oh, there it is. Adolf fulfilled. It's there only just. He completed his mission. Okay. Then we got another reversal here.
Since I really felt that I was going to be put to death for my offense, and I just tried to maximize as much as I could.
But I'm a scandal.
I'm a scandal.
I'm a scandal. I'm a scandal.
But I'm a scandal. Yeah, well, that sort of speaks for itself. Oh, here's a damning one. Listen to this one.
Just the old Sohan, and and resolve to live a new Sohan, a new rebirth, and then start out life with a new slate.
In the therapy room.
In the therapy room.
In the therapy room. In the therapy room.
If you're hearing noises outside my tent, it's because I got cars and four-wheel drives and buses, and I'm in a busy caravan park. All right, in the therapy room, I believe that's where he received his commands. He was MK Ultra and with hypnotic commands. Okay, listen to this one.
Being humane and merciful and carrying out the law as impartially as towards me as you would carry it out towards other formerly condemned men.
I didn't kill them all funny.
I didn't kill him all funny.
I didn't kill him all funny.
Isn't it more funny?
Oh, yeah.
Isn't it more funny? Isn't it more funny?
I didn't kill him, all funny. Well, there you go. How do you interpret that one, folks? I know how to interpret it. He wasn't the person in control. He was MK Ultra, given subliminal hypnotic commands, same as the assassination of Martin Luther King, which I'll cover at some future stage on this show. I've got reversals on all of that too. That was also MK Ultra. But here's this reversal. I didn't kill him. All funny.
Condemned men. Isn't it more funny?
Isn't it more funny? Isn't it more funny?
I didn't kill him. All funny. Now, isn't that interesting? Okay. Then he says this.
Deliberate intent to send those 50 jet bombers to Israel to obviously do harm to the
C mob.
Mob.
Yeah, it was a mob of people. It was the boys who gave him the task, the mission. Then we got this strange reversal.
allowed me to shed all the old Sirhan and the old ideas and the old compulsions and the old,
See God born in there.
say now go and then
Ooh,
Say now go and then
you know, that's not very good reversal either. Scrap that one. Okay, let's try this one.
egregious about being humane and merciful and carry out the law as impartially as towards me as you would carry it out towards other formerly.
All the hurt I wrecked him.
All I reckon it.
Wow.
all I reckon it. All I reckon it.
You know, these are not reversals of a cold-hearted assassin. These are reversals of a marked man. But a marked man. Guess what the next reversal says? Oh my! Wow, I didn't plan that.
I had extinguished a great star, a world savior perhaps, a champion of all mankind, and it's hard for me to live with this experience.
End that marked man.
Isn't it not? Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Isn't it not?
that's there.
Isn't it not?
Can you see here? There's no reversals here that say that he did it alone. They're all like this one here. They all point to other people.
Experienced in life, especially this event, the assassination of Robert Kennedy and the trauma and the horror.
The whirlwind shared assassin.
Whirlwind shared assassin.
Wow.
Whirlwind shared assassin. Whirlwind shared assassin.
All right, look, the whirlwind. I've talked about this before. It's a very powerful metaphor. It refers to an energy field that surrounds us and the planet, but it's not the aura, and it's something completely and utterly different. And we can be effective through the whirlwind. We communicate through the whirlwind. When I'm doing my meta walks with clients, I'm using the whirlwind to create the changes. Once you know it exists and you know how to work with it, you can do some pretty amazing things. So the whirlwind shared assassin, he was, through the whirlwind, given the task of the assassin. And then he says this.
That hope is a part of, hope is what keeps the world going. And I think hope is what.
I see whirlwind.
I see whirlwind.
I see whirlwind. I see whirlwind.
I see whirlwind. And then he says this one.
And would have known what the 50 Phantom jets were designed for and what we're going to do.
Michael fed the bloody filth.
No station.
Oh, bloody fifth, not filth. Michael fed the bloody fifth.
No station.
No station. North Station is now 55th.
Yeah, that sort of reversal breaks down on the slower speeds, doesn't it? Okay, so we'll try this one.
You want to look again at him and see why he wants to do it. And to me, that was really the
So we howl.
Snowy Hill. Snowy Hill. Snowy Hill.
But there's no reversals here that indicates that he willingly did this. Damn, he used the word.
So it didn't seem that terrible a threat really to make, and it was more done out of frustration and venting steam rather than a deliberate one. How could I have really, carried out that threat if?
Damn with your new filth.
Yeah, Mr. Phelps.
Yeah, Mr. Phelps. Yeah, Mr. Phelps.
There we go. And this one. This one is also doesn't bode well.
We were when you're at San Quentin. I was locked down all the time in a cell, in an adjustment center.
They're screwing you.
Yes, you.
Yes, you. Yes, you.
Okay, I just turned up my microphone. Is that any better? Someone said my personal sound has gone down. Okay. And the last reversal, I'll play it again, and you see this liar.
There have been various conspiracy theories over the years, never gaining great weight. But can you convince me they're all not true?
No, I can't. But I will say this to you: that I was never part of any conspiracy.
And you see this liar.
Yes, it is. Luana.
Yes, it is, Luana. Yes, it is, Luana.
There we go. He's lying. He was part of a conspiracy. He was MK Ultra'd and ordered to go and do the assassination, possibly even by Israel. Jews only came up once. They came up 4 or 5 times in the JFK assassination. Okay, I can see my reversals on the on Pope Leo. My single reversal on Pope Leo has raised a few discussions on the board. So I know I played these before, but let's play them again. Look at some reversals on Pope Francis. Now I just got to find them. Where have I got them? Pope. No, not there. Where have I got them? Pope. No, not there. Oh, I thought I had them there. Okay, we're going to find the Pope. Huh, not there either. Well, what the hell? All right, the Pope has vanished. Where are you? LMO. Well, when did I do my Pope? Where are you? As soon as I can find them, I'm going to play you reversals on the Pope. But I'll be bothered if I can see him at the time. Oh, here we go. All right. You want to hear some real evil stuff? Let us play you some reversals on the late Pope Francis. Let me.
I am most grateful for your invitation.
Okay, let me share the screen here. Hang on, how do I do this? Present, share screen, window, Pope. Okay, here we go. So I played these before, but you can listen to it again. Here's our reversals on the on Pope Francis, the late Pope Francis.
I am most grateful for your invitation to address this joint session of Congress.
Satan Cell.
City,
So those who say Satan took over the White House, not the White House, the Vatican, There's some force, some
is
evidence behind you. Here's another one.
that I too am a son of this great continent, from which we have all received so much.
Face you, grow, fuck you.
B0, fuck you.
B0, fuck you. B0, fuck you.
Wow, that's not very good at all. All right, here's the next one. Oh, no, not that one. Wrong one. Okay, here's the next one.
I know that many of them are retired, but still active. They keep working to build up this land.
Satan's bad live with me.
Let's see, bad live with me.
Let's see, bad live with me. Let's see, bad live with me.
My Satan's bad live with me. I'll play it again.
Land. Let's see, bad live with me.
Let's see, bad live with me. Let's see, bad live with me.
That's the leader of the Pope Catholic Church. For those who say Satan has entered the Vatican, I'd say you're absolutely right, but based on that reversal. Then we have this one here.
To resolve today's many geopolitical and economic crises.
You feel a boy's name. Oh, blood, you feel a boy's name. Sorry, blood, you feel a boy's name. He feels a boy's name. And what does the boy say? Here we go. What does he say about the boy?
We know that it's very difficult to judge the past by the criteria of the present.
I raped the other kids. Yum. Stop it.
I raped the other kids. Stop it.
I raped the other kids. Stop it. I raped the other kids. Stop it.
Well, that's a horrible reversal. There's no way I can spin that in a positive line. And that's followed by this reversal here.
This conviction has led me from the beginning of my ministry to advocate at different levels the global abolition of the death penalty.
This one says, evil suck cock.
Himself suck.
Himself suck. Himself suck.
All right, then this next one is probably one of the most important reversals.
And in times of crisis and economic hardship, a spirit of global solidarity must not be lost.
We have lost the vault.
Iradilos, la vol.
Iradilos, la vol. Iradilos, la vol.
We have lost God's riches. We have lost God's blessings. We are no longer safe guardians of his legacy. We have lost the vault. And then he says this.
And this Congress have an important role to play. Now is the time for courageous action and strategies.
The Pope in the fuck.
Whoa,
that's no good reversal at all. And then he says this.
Here we have to ask ourselves, why are deadly weapons being sold?
I will fuck you.
Fuck you.
Fuck you.
And then he says this.
Lincoln, liberty. Martin Luther King, liberty in plurality and non-exclusion.
Eat the holy cum, spelt C-U-M.
Trump.
Wow. Okay. And here's one other reversal: the Pope at the UN.
Like so many other people worldwide, you are concerned about your children's welfare and education.
Repeat the line in my skull.
¿Verdad? Inemocial.
Oh, that's not good.
¿Verdad? Inemocial.
Oh, yeah, that's there.
¿Verdad? Inemocial.
All right, so we can say that Pope Francis' reversals were not the best, to say the least. We can say that Leo the 14th is not starting off well with reversal. Said that scum. I will explore Pope Leo more. I researched a bit of his history yesterday, and apparently he protected child molesters when he was Pope in where was it? South America somewhere. Can't think of which not Pope, Cardinal. South American country, can't remember. But he protected child molesters. So I don't know. We'll see. We'll see how he goes. But certainly for those of you who've been following my program for a while, you know that the modern church is Peru. Thank you, Debbie. Peru. That's right. We know that the modern church is far away from following Christ or representing Christ. The Pope's reversal says it. We have lost the vault. Unless the whole church falls on its knees and repents, then sells all its property and feeds the poor, the church will always be Antichrist. They do not follow the commandments of Christ. You can see it through the reversals of their leaders. Great judgment waits for them. Okay, on that note, I'm going to finish my podcast. Thank you all very much. If you want to get a hold of me, email me at backwards, BACKWARDS, at reversespeech.com. Looking for students for the July 3rd class. We have 2 so far. If you want to learn this and take it further, sign up for training. I won't be here forever. Okay, bye-bye, everyone. See you later. Thank you.